Hello everybody, welcome to our marriage channel, 24/7 Marriage. And one of the things we want to do as a married couple is review books and movies. Tonight, sorry about my hand, we are reviewing the same title, but it's in a book form and a movie form, called
Into the Wild.
Into the Wild by Jack Krakauer. This is the audio CD version, and we also watched a DVD from our local library.
Yes.
Which is a good way to do books and movies, because you don't have to pay a rental fee and you don't have to buy them.
And you usually get them 2 to 3 weeks, depending on if they're a newer one or if they're older.
Anyway, Into the Wild is this heartbreaking true story by Jack Krakauer, who describes in 1992, 24-year-old Chris McCandless walked into the Alaskan wilderness armed with a small caliber rifle and a 10-pound bag of rice. 4 months after his disappearance, hunters discovered his body. This is the unforgettable story of how he died. I think it's a wasted life, but...
He went into the wild with a little bit of background of how to live there, but not a whole lot because he was busy in college. And he graduated in May and started out like the end of May, selling his possessions and then
burned his money.
Burning his money and eventually getting rid of his car.
$24,000 worth of money piled up from his parents and for his Harvard Law School, or his whatever he's going to do, and he gave it away to charity and then burned his cash and got rid of all his money, got rid of all his possessions, and dumped his car eventually. It was weird.
It was really weird. The movie kind of played out more of Chris's life and would go back and forth to memories that he was having of people he met along the way and experiences. And the book does a little bit of that, but then the second half of the book and the audio and the read form, they talk about the guy that wrote the book went to try and find out how Chris actually died and lived
and why he did
in the
what
wild,
he did.
Why he did what he did,
Interviewing
his
people,
psyche, interviewing people Chris met along the way. Chris actually changed his name once he got in the wild.
But
area.
I didn't want to give away the plot, but it really is an amazing story of how a young man decided he wasn't going to be the recipient of all the benefits of suburban living that his mother and father had worked so hard for.
Recording stopped, it says.
It's just an incoming call. It's an 866 number.
Okay.
Decline. No, it's rolling, 248.
Okay.
So we're just going to say this. If you watch the movie, you're going to see something a lot about this hippie couple, and there's not really that much in the book, but they really wanted Chris to be involved in the hippie couple's life.
And this older gentleman.
Which is really touching.
It is. It's really nice.
I like how the older man just took him in and wanted to adopt him.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chris has got some great qualities, but he's determined to be living on his own, and he's not equipped to do it, and he suffers.
And he doesn't contact anybody.
I think it's kind of a downer and a slow-paced movie, and if you like that kind of dramatic stuff, you'll like this movie, Into the Wild. If you like that, the book would probably be better than the movie.
Well, depends on what you're into.
But they're both equally mediocre. Not great, not terrible.
Right.
I give them a 6 out of 10.
We're not quite done with the book.
I'm pretty critical. I like more of a plot-driven and interesting story. And this one is just kind of a methodical, here's what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, Into the Wild. Jack Krakauer. Get it on audio, get it on read it, or
DVD.
get the DVD version. You just want to watch
at your local library.
It's rated R for language.
Yeah, there is some language and some nudity.
The guy likes to struggle on his own. He rejects all his earthly possessions, and wow, hardcore. And he's not the only one. The book points out several cases of other guys that over the years that have wandered off into the wilderness, and
before and after him,
and they're really hung up on it. I mean, that's a burning desire of theirs, is to just wander off and survive on their own. And some of them do, some of them don't.
Some of them don't.
Weird.
Some don't make it out.
I don't get it. I wouldn't want to leave the comforts, but if you're kind of a diehard and you want to get out into the wilderness, or you have done some rugged stuff for months, not for days, but for months, please subscribe and comment. And if not, either way, please subscribe and comment. We want your comments on movies. If you've watched Into the Wild or read Into the Wild, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
That's our review. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, probably. That'd be about right.
Yeah, I kind of was going to nod off a little, but I sleep a lot during movies.
He does.
And when I'm driving, I'm listening to the book, so I can't sleep while I'm driving.
No.
But I want to.
Sometimes gets bored too.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.